Forecast, and around 6:50 we'll take you around the state, let you know what your travel plans look like for this weekend in terms of the chances for showers and storms. Angelica?
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much, Jay. Well, a Colorado Springs family says a Good Samaritan was able to help them get their stolen property back and help bring a suspect into custody. El Paso County Sheriff's deputies say the suspect stole this van from the 6500 block of Shanley Place on Thursday night. The van was later seen by a neighbor about 2 miles away on Panacho Circle, which then led investigators to the arrest. The family that owns the van says getting it back was crucial, especially because it contains special needs equipment for a loved one.
It's nice to know that there's good people out there that will spot it and will call it in and share things like this, that it's a big deal. There are good people, even though there are some bad ones.
And to be working with citizens who are victimized to help bring justice and help get their property or their vehicles back. I just, it's a beautiful thing, and there could not be a better ending.
The suspect is being charged with 2 counts of burglary and 1 count of motor vehicle theft. Well, Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper spent some time in the Steel City and signed 2 bills designed to help job growth. Hickenlooper made a stop in front of the Pueblo Convention Center yesterday to sign a bill that would put the military skills veterans already know to use by giving them easier access to jobs. He then went to Brews Ale House to sign another bill that gives high school students a better chance at getting jobs after they graduate.
We're finally kind of pushing our businesses and our schools closer together, because that's where the real magic happens, right? When kids come out of high school and they're ready to go to work.
School districts in Colorado will receive $1,000 for each student who obtains an industry credential or completes an AP computer science course. Memorial Day is the kickoff to summer, and Lake Pueblo expects a big crowd this weekend. The state park usually sees long lines and full camping sites. Now, of course, there are a lot of activities planned at the park this weekend. All boat ramps are also open. One was closed earlier in the year because of high water levels. The park's operation manager is reminding people to be safe and not drink and boat. They also say to be prepared for any bad weather.
If you feel like you're going into an unsafe situation, to kind of self-police and make sure that you're not taking you or your vessel into a situation where you feel could be unsafe.
And just a reminder, some of the roads in the park are still under construction, so of course drive carefully if you'll be heading over there. Many paved trails are closed for repairs. Meanwhile, at Cheyenne Canyon State Park, all campsites are booked solid. In fact, if you don't already have a reservation for any weekend between now and September, well, you're probably out of luck. One family visiting from Parker told us they booked their campsite in March, and the staff expects this summer to be especially busy.
The past several years, we've seen a steady increase in our campground usage and occupancy, so we are expecting an even busier summer than the last few years.
It's just nice to be out where it's quiet and peaceful and you can just sit and not hear traffic.
The Convention and Visitors Bureau tells us tourism was up 20% in the first 3 months of the year, and they believe this will be a very active summer. Well, it's starting to become an annual tradition in Canyon City as the sky is set to be filled with hot air balloons, and thousands are expected to attend the annual Canyon City Balloon Classic. KRDO News Channel 13's Carl Winder is out there live on the field at the Abbey Event Center. And Carl, those balloons are getting ready to launch. All right, looks like we have some audio issues there, but again, that's this morning, Saturday, in Canyon City. A bunch of hot air balloons are set to fill the sky. We'll try to get another update for you coming up later on. Well, moving on now, a man is using his gift to help give back to the families of our fallen soldiers. Memory expert and veteran Ron White and his Afghanistan Memorial Wall made a stop right here in Colorado Springs yesterday. White spent 10 hours writing the names and ranks of more than 2,300 service members lost in Afghanistan. Get this though, he did it using only his memory. His special project started Friday morning at around 6 in observance of Memorial Day.
You can say there's 2,300 in Afghanistan that have been killed. You can put their names, but when you put it on a wall and you can visualize it and read that name, it's a powerful, moving experience.
He travels throughout the country for this project, and this is the first time the wall has ever made its way to Colorado Springs. Friends and family of service members were invited to come and watch the event. A former Fort Carson soldier and author has released a book about the heroism that earned him a Medal of Honor. Staff Sergeant Clinton Romashaw spoke with our own Heather Skold about that fateful day in Afghanistan in his Red Platoon.
October 6, 2009. It was one of the most intense battles in the war in Afghanistan. Combat Outpost Keating, a site that had the odds of failure stacked in its favor. We lost 8 brave men that day. But one of those soldiers,
God bless you, Clinton Romashay, and all of your team,
whose actions earned him the Medal of Honor, is detailing what happened in his new book, Red Platoon. Former Staff Sergeant Clinton Romashay. He and many of the others in his platoon were assigned to Fort Carson.
Your story, your platoon, you described them, it sounds like they were comprised of a motley crew of men. They came from rough backgrounds. Describe to our viewers what they were like, and yet, despite appearances, the strength of character that was inside them.
We come from every aspect of life, rural communities, inner cities, all different backgrounds, different religions, different creeds. But when push comes to shove and you're there with a group of men, you understand that you're in one fraternity that's like no other, that you know they have your back. And you've got to have theirs.
From the moment that we heard that attack happened at Outpost Keating, I got to tell you, our hearts dropped.
300 Taliban fighters surrounded the outpost.
Very isolated. It's at the bottom of a valley, surrounded by mountains on all sides.
The fighters outnumbered the American soldiers 6-1. It would be a battle that defied all odds.
Seeing you receive the Medal of Honor must have been such a mix of emotions. Here you're being awarded the highest award for the worst day of your life. What was that like to receive that award?
You know, standing up on stage there at the White House, it's a day I really don't remember too much of, but a moment I'll never forget. And as I was able to stand up there and look out across the crowd, you know, I seen my family in the first row. Right behind them, I seen the family, the 8 men that we'd lost that day in the second row. And I got to look to my left and see the men I served with.
People throw around the phrase hero very loosely, but in your life, that is very true. And we thank you so much for your sacrifice and how you served.
I always kind of looked at myself as more of a warrior. True heroes are the men and women that don't ever get to come home.
And that was KRDO News Channel 13's Heather Skold reporting. Red Platoon by former Staff Sergeant Clinton Romashay is on store shelves right now. Well, this summer's upcoming Olympics have health officials on edge. We'll tell you why their Zika virus concerns aren't going away. Plus, when one customer started choking, well, one man knew exactly what to do, but it's why he knew that has people talking. We'll explain ahead on Good Morning Colorado.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18. Well, that is awkward. Maybe someone hacked into our system. I don't know.
Welcome back to Good Morning Colorado. You're taking a live look now at Woodland Park, courtesy of our Greater Woodland Park Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center camera. You can see, looks like clear skies out there, but 33 degrees, so still kind of chilly. You have to remember, yesterday Woodland Park actually saw some snow, so today looks like things are clearing up, but still a little cold out there. All right, time now is 6:46. And more than 100 doctors and professors say that this summer's Olympic Games in Rio need to be postponed or moved. In a letter to the World Health Organization, the writers say that the Brazilian strain of Zika is dangerous in ways that haven't been seen before. The WHO has not commented on the letter, and the International Olympic Committee says there are no plans to delay or move the Rio Games. The U.S. Olympic Committee has told its athletes they can skip the games if they have any concerns about Zika. And a new government study appears to show a link between cell phones and cancer in rats. That's right, the National Toxicology Program says the study shows low indices of two types of tumors in male rats which were exposed to radio frequencies emitted by cell phones. The study's author says that the findings suggest possible public health issues, but the National Institute of Health say that